part of our Chevraya, graduates of our clergy leadership program. So we'll put that link into the chat, and if you're looking to join us, please check it out. Okay, friends, have a seat. You can either sit on the chair or on a blanket, cross legs, or however you prefer to sit. Just find a comfortable seat that your sitting bones can find a base. If you'd like, you can even take your hands under you and draw your buttock flesh away slightly so that you have some more exposed sensation for your sitting bones. And just begin to roll to the front and the back of the sitting bones. So it's a little bit of a roll of the pelvis, what we call anterior and posterior tilt. You can feel what it's like as you roll through the pelvis slightly. And then just find the center. And also from right to left, find balance. Lift the crown of the head tall. Widen the collarbones, let the shoulder blades slide down the back. And imagine that there are two little weights, one on each elbow, allowing those upper arm bones to be heavy and drop down so that the elbows are weighted, and that will take the outer shoulders down and away from the ears. Begin to hone your attention in on the coming and going of the breath. The rib cage expanding in 4 directions, opening as you inhale, side to side, front to back, and contracting slightly as you exhale. Every day anew, this being, this soul, this neshama, this neshima, this breath being given to us anew, recreated in every moment. Just taking a moment to feel the miracle of that. And now with eyes open or closed, just turn the head so you take the gaze over the right shoulder and then back through center, slowly, and over the left shoulder. So you can do it with the eyes open and soft, just imagining that you're looking across the horizon as you go side to side, and lead the movement with your eyes. So eyes, head, neck. Kind of like that. Or you can keep the eyes closed. And notice how it feels that way. Each one a little different, just checking that out. As you move from side to side, see if you can find more length and space between each vertebra as you lift through the cervical spine. And just more and more ease at the base of the skull, the occipital ridge, as you move from side to side. And then come back through center. Take the right ear to the right shoulder. Let the head be nice and heavy. Getting a good opening and stretch through the left side of the neck all the way to the shoulder. If you'd like, you can take your right arm up and over and give a little tug. As always, just let this practice be your own. I'm giving suggestions. You can always adapt. You should always please adapt to your own needs, depending on any restrictions you have. any day-to-day changes, moment-to-moment changes in your own body. Continuing to breathe as you lengthen. And then release the top hand if you've had that, and then come up through center and left ear to left shoulder. And once again, you can just let gravity kind of take it here, or you can take that left arm up and over and pull a little bit. Make sure to really ground that right shoulder down. Feel free to let any sound leave the body with your exhale. A hum, a sigh, a moan. It's a really nice way to exhale tension. And then release, come on up. And then this time you're going to take the chin down towards the right armpit. So we have a diagonal, and then you can, again, take the right arm up and over to the back of the head and draw it down a little bit. Get a slightly different angle. Perhaps you're feeling some sensation here between the shoulder blades. Great one for the trapezius muscles, both of these different parts of the trap. Soften the skin of the face, soften the breath. Release and slowly come on up. And then we'll take it the other way, the chin down toward the left armpit, and if you'd like, left arm up and over, and drawing the back of the head down. So you could just find that sort of Goldilocks perfect spot. It gives you a nice stretch and exactly the amount of sensation that you're looking for. And then slowly release the hand, release the head. Especially when you hold the stretches a little longer, it's good to take it slow. We're going to interlace the fingers at chest height, turn the palms forward, extend the palms forward as you curl back, making a little C curve. And then inhale the arms up as you come to a neutral spine. My right arm doesn't fully extend, but you'll see how it is for you as you extend the palms upward. Right, so you see I'm a little imbalanced, but that's just what's going on in my body, so no need to mirror me. Do you? You might stay bent in both elbows. We want to keep the shoulders down as we press up. And then come on down, give the shoulders a little roll. Switch the webbing of the fingers the opposite way. And again, exhale, curl, press the palms forward, and then inhale, lift up. Extend both side waists, both sides of the body. Inhale here, and then as you exhale, release the hands, and like you're moving through water or something viscous, press the arms down. Feel the crown of the head rising as you come on back. And we'll just pause here. I'm going to share a little bit of teaching, and I invite you to pay attention to sensation in the body and also your breath as you allow me to be part of that experience. Keep your own body and breath at the foreground. And feel free to do any little bits of movement if you like, if that's helpful while I'm talking. Today is the 4th of Tammuz, Chodesh Tov. Wishing you a good new month, and the Torah portion this week is Chukat. Often Chukat and Balak are together, but this year they're separate. And I want to look at the relationship to water in this chapter. And the relationship, because of course water is also a symbol of life, relationship a little bit between life and death in this portion. So there are a number of things that happen in this portion. I'm going to touch on one, but just generally, there's discussion of the laws of handling a corpse. How do we handle ourselves in contact with death, and there's instructions to the priests on that. We have the death of Miriam, and we have the death of Aaron, separate events. And the Israelites are without water. We're going to look at that, and they begin to complain. And then we have that famous scene where Moses is instructed to order the rock to yield water, but instead Moses takes it into his own hands and strikes the rock twice. And for that, there's a lot of repercussion. And eventually Moses is not allowed to enter the land. So I want to look at water as a life-giving force. So I'm in chapter 20 of Chukat here, chapter 20 of Numbers. The Israelites arrived in a body at the wilderness of Tzin on the first new moon. And the people stayed at Kadesh. And Kadesh, of course, means holy. The people stayed at a place called Holiness, holy. Miriam died there and was buried there. And then the very next sentence we have, with nothing to explain in between, the community was without water. Velo haya mayim la'eda, and they joined against Moses and Aaron, and they quarreled, that they needed water. So the rabbis ask reasonably, we don't have any information. Miriam died there, she was buried, and the next thing is they didn't have water. Mahakesher, what's the connection? So there is a midrash that says that Miriam had a well, Miriam's well, that was water that traveled with the Israelites through the desert. And this well this Mayim Chayim had healing powers. And this well has dried up after her death. So she was responsible through water for their physical and their spiritual sustenance. It's from Talmud Ta'anit 9a, tells us about Miriam's well, and says the following. Rabbi Yossi, son of Rabbi Yehuda, says, 3 good sustainers rose up for the Jewish people during the exodus from Egypt, and they are Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. And 3 good gifts were given from heaven through their agency, and they are the following. They are these: the well of water with Miriam, the pillar of cloud, and the manna. He elaborates, the well was given to the Jewish people in the merit of Miriam, bizchut Miriam. The pillar of cloud was in the merit of Aaron, and the manna in the merit of Moses. When Miriam died, the well disappeared, as it is stated, Numbers 20, verse 1, and Miriam died there. And it says thereafter in the next verse, there was no water. So today our practice is in honor of Miriam HaNeviah, the prophetess who led Israelites in song and who gave water. So really 2 kinds of sustenance: water, a physical sustenance, and song, a spiritual sustenance. So I want to look at poses when we talk about, finding our wellspring within our body. The body is made up of up to 60% water, more than half, right? So we need water at all times for life. And finding our embodiment is, in fact, finding our wellspring. So today I want to just look at poses that elongate us, that open space so that we can experience this wellspring, this Mayim Chayim. And we can consider this week what is nourishing, what is life-giving, what is Mayim Chayim for each of us. So let's come to stand. The joints need to be open. That's part of our wellspring. So we're going to look at the joints. Just starting with the feet, starting to roll through them. You can roll over the tops of the toes and open the joints of the toes. And then moving to ankles, bending knees and ankles for a moment. Just bringing full attention to ankles and knees, and now making circles for the ankles. You can do this by keeping the toes on the floor and making circles, or you can challenge your balance a little bit by standing and taking circles with the foot. So just see that you get both directions. And a little point and flex. You could do it like this, or you can do a little plie releve and then come to the other foot, again circling the foot, getting some opening for the ankle. And then come on down, take the hands to the kneecaps, give a little rub. Feet together, and we're going to take semicircles, bending the knees and coming around to one side and then to the other side. Just investigating today through practice and this week, what kind of movement helps sustain me, helps give me life. How can I increase that? And then coming to the hips, you can take the feet a little wider than hip width and start to circle the hips. Small circle, and then widen it. In the other direction. Just starting to open up the ball and socket, hip joint. Keep some ease in the knees and ankles as you go around. And then come on back. Give yourself some room. And we're going to swing it a little bit side to side. Like empty coat sleeves off a hanger, just let the arms be nice and easy. And you can also give yourself a little easy hit here in the kidney area. Just stimulating some energy through that meridian. However you like, you can take these as slow or as quickly as you want. Keep ease in the knee, the ankle, the feet don't have to be fixed. You can lift up the heel. And then slow it down and come back to center and just pause, notice if there's any change in sensation on the skin, anywhere in the body. And we're going to take a side bend. You can have the feet together or hip width apart, however you prefer. And you have lots of options for the arm as we side bend over to the right. You can keep the hands at the hips. You can lift one arm up. You can steeple the arms and extend, right, if you'd like. So however you'd like to do that. As you inhale, press the feet down, lift the arm or arms up if you're doing that. And then as you exhale, taking a side bend over to the right. So it's a lift and over. If you have a hand to that right hip, you can press the hips over towards the left. Be here for a couple breaths. Lengthen through the tailbone. Lengthen through the crown, and then press into the feet and inhale to come up, and exhale, return. And then the other side, however you'd like to take it. Inhale, find length. Exhale, shift the hips, side bending. Right, so both sides of the rib cage really lifting as we come over. Lengthening through the tailbone. And then inhale to lift up and exhale to come back to mountain pose. Grab your block. We're going to take what's called sometimes chair pose and also what's called sometimes fierce pose, where we sit down. We're going to take the block, probably on the smallest width for most us. We're going to squeeze the block as high up between the thighs as you can have it there. I'm just coming to the side to show you my spine. So as we inhale, bring the arms up to shoulder height, or you may want to go up by the ears. And as we exhale, sit it down, tailbone extending, not too much arch or thrusting forward with the ribs, finding length. Take the gaze forward, but keep nice length on your cervical spine. Squeeze the block. Couple of breaths here. Build a little heat. Inhale, and then as you exhale, press into the feet, stand up, bring the arms down, and just pause for a moment with a hand on the belly, a hand on the heart. Notice how you feel. We'll take that one more time. So you can decide how far to sit down into it. It gets a little more intense the more you sit down. You can decide where you want your arms to be. Inhale the arms up and exhale, sit it down. Squeeze that block. We're also engaging the core here, knitting the ribs toward each other. Keep breathing, smooth, steady breaths. And then press into the feet. Inhale, come on up. Release the block. Great. So we build a little heat as we move into balance and some standing poses. Take the legs wide. We're going to take warrior two to the right. Left toes in, right toes out. Let's take the hands to the hips for the moment. Inhale here and exhale, bend through that right knee, gaze over the right shoulder. And then exhale, straighten the leg. We'll just come in and out a couple times. Just bending and straightening, just finding the movement. Starting to track it, and then inhale the arms up shoulder height. If you'd like to engage the arms here, spread the fingers, palms facing down. Exhale, sit it down, warrior two. Right knee is not coming past the right ankle. And we're not coming past 90 degrees. So you could just take it really easy, just a slight bend in the knee or a little bit deeper. Expand across the chest, open. And then when you're ready, press into the feet, come on up. Turn the feet. Right toes in, left toes out. Again, hands on the hips, just bending and straightening a couple times through that left knee. Just finding a gentle way in here. And then inhale the arms, elbows straight, arms extended, fingertips extended. Exhale, sit it down. And the shoulder blades are moving down the back, shoulders are dropping. Gazing over those left fingertips. As you're ready, straighten the knee, come on back up, turn the feet. We're going to look at side angle. We did some nice opening of the side waist. We're going to put that to use here. Turning the feet to the right, inhale the arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, take your right forearm to your right thigh, and exhale if you'd like the top arm coming over. Can also stay down at the hip. Gaze can be forward, or we have some more rotation and the gaze can be up toward the ceiling. You decide. Inhale, press into the feet, come on up. Exhale, return, turn the feet. Left side, inhaling the arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, place the forearm, and exhale, top arm over if you'd like. Good, and then you can work that left forearm against the left thigh to spin the rib cage under you, if this works for you, and vertebra by vertebra spinning so that the gaze comes up toward the ceiling, right? Or you just work on your lengthening and gaze forward. Press into the feet, inhale to come up, unwind, step or hop the feet together. Just find an easy mountain pose, and once again, hand to the belly, a hand to the heart. Just feel these living waters move inside you, within you. Maim Chaim. More than 60% amazing of the makeup of our body. When you're ready, release the hands. We're going to come to seated. Take your blanket with you with a half fold, so you have a little bit to sit up. And again, we're going to work on that side bending. First to the right, so extending the right leg out and bending the left knee, bringing the leg in. Sit up tall, just like we did at the beginning. Find those sitting bones. And one option you can take is to also bring the block inside. It sort of lifts the floor to you a little. That might be something you would want. And then you can lay that right forearm onto the block as you begin to twist a little bit, bringing the right ribs under you to sort of start that side bend, and then take the left arm up overhead. Right, so you can be here, you can come to the fingers to the toes. But what we're investigating is a lift through both side waists as we side bend. Grounding through that left hip, left upper thigh. Be here and breathe. Notice how this feels for you. As you're ready, inhale to come up. Pause and just note any sensation in the body, in the breath, and then we'll switch sides. Extending the left leg out, bending the right knee in. And again, you can bring the block with you on any height if you'd like. So I should say one thing, I think, before putting the arm down that's nice is turn your torso, twist so that you face toward the right knee first, right? And then from here you can take the forearm down. See that right hip grounds, and then take the top arm up and over. Right, so you don't have to go very far to just find some good opening, especially for those right ribs. And you may not need the block, you may be happy to come further down, but it can just be nice to have that support and something to press against with that forearm to kind of spin the twist a little bit. And then inhale, come on back to center. Okay, yogi's choice. So either legs open and extended out, we're going to forward bend there, or cross legs, folding forward. However you'd like to do that, either way. The main thing is inhale and find length, and then we're going to exhale and fold. And then you may want to take the block with you and place the head onto the block. So cross legs or open legs, each inhale lengthening the spine and exhale folding. Each inhale lengthening, each exhale folding. And if you are doing cross legs, you'll come up and just switch the position of the shins so the other one is in front and take it forward again. And then either position, inhale to lengthen forward and come on up. We're going to come to the floor. You can take a blanket for under your head if you'd like, to the back of your head, just a little cushioning and positioning. We'll come to constructive rest position. Knees bent, soles of the feet to the floor. And then we'll take the right ankle and cross it over the top of the left thigh, figure 4. And then draw this in toward the body and thread the arms through and behind the left thigh as we pull in. Just working this so you can feel whatever amount of sensation feels right for you today. And then release, come back to the floor, switch sides, crossing the left ankle over the right thigh, and drawing in, clasping hands behind the right thigh, figure 4. So our yoga practice is a kind of sustenance, just like Miriam's well. And perhaps you notice when you're without your yoga practice, without this kind of sustenance, how there's maybe a sense of feeling off kilter, just a little less grounded. I don't want to put the words in your mouth, but your words, that can get unpleasant to be without our life-giving waters. The things that we do on the mat and off the mat that really sustain us. And then release the legs and just hug the legs in any way you want, holding any way you want, maybe a little rocking side to side or circling of the knees. And then we're going to take a lying down twist here, maybe shifting the hips to the right as we take the knees down to the left. Ground that left shoulder blade, outer shoulder, extend the left arm out at shoulder height. Gaze can be up to the ceiling or over the left shoulder. So we can take this kavana this week of Miriam's well and just kind of notice in our own life, what is it that brings sustenance for you? And what is it like when you're with those life-giving items, offerings, endeavors, and what it's like when you are without them? Inhale, bring the knees up through center, and then make any adjustments you need. And exhale the knees down to the left. And then, of course, on a very basic level, I can remind you to stay hydrated. That water is so important for your own individual life. You might notice how you feel when you're more or less hydrated. Do you have any sense of being more alive when you drink more water, more alert, more present? You can really take all these small cues and then inhale, come back to center, give the knees a hug, and we'll settle into final stillness. So perhaps you can just find which way works for you best. Maybe it's constructive rest, the knees bent, elbows bent. Maybe it's a more traditional shavasana, as I'm modeling here with the legs out long. More or less mat width, you can just rock your legs a little, let them be easy, turn the palms up. See what it is for you. Taking a few minutes for silence, a few minutes for rest, to integrate into the nervous system these gleanings from Parshat Chukat. beginning to deepen the breath. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. And find your way up to a comfortable seat. We offer these words in song to Miriam. Put the words in the chat. You can feel free to sing along if you'd like, or just listen. Miriam hanevia, oz vezimra beyada, Miriam tirkoditanu, lehagdir zimrat olam, Miriam tirkoditanu, letaken taolam. Bimra veyamenu hitevinu elmei Yeshua elmei Yeshua. Miriam Hanaviyah, Miriam the prophet, strength and song in her hand. Miriam, dance with us to increase the song of the world. Miriam, dance with us to repair the world. Letaken et haolam. Soon may she bring us to the waters of redemption. Amen. Can take her energy, her well of strength and living water for all that we need to bring toward us, to be strong, to help us in our work forward. And we don't ever finish our practice without offering the benefits up for those who need healing, refuah, anyone close to you, maybe even your very own self, and any communities, peoples, places in the world that you want to offer healing, please send it out. And as our liturgy of the Torah service on Mondays and Thursdays instructs us to pray for captives, we join together thinking of the hostages in Gaza and praying continuously for their safe and immediate return, even if it feels far away. When we pray, we really bring a vigor and a concern that I strongly believe, hopefully we can believe, really, in fact, does make a difference and does help. Acheinu kol Beit Yisrael, Achioteinu kol Beit Yisrael, Hanetunim betzara, betzara uvashivya, Haumdim ben bayam uben bayabasha. Hamakom yerachem, yerachem aleim, veyotziem mitzara, umafel aleora, yeshibu drigeula, hashta bagala, uvizman kariv. Hashta bagala vizman kariv nomar. Amen. Thank you all for practicing today. Shavua Tov.